And welcome back to the Patrick Regan Show here on the Libertarian Lighthouse Radio Network and News Talk 98.7 WOKI. Playing a little Foxy there to get that song stuck in your mind today. At the end of that first segment, we were talking about both political parties not listening to the American people. And during the break, it reminded me of something that what happens quite often. People will ask me, hey, Patrick, what political party do you support? What I tell them usually surprises them. I tell them none of them. Human beings are in every political party. And you can't trust any of them once they get into power. The founders knew this very, very well. Even though our government doesn't abide by it, why do you think we have a constitution? It's because it's not human. The founders thought, hey, if we write this stuff down, there'll be no mistaking what we mean. The Constitution, it can't change its mind and decide to erase the Second Amendment from itself. It can't write in permissions to itself to allow the government to meddle in places it's not allowed. The Constitution allows what it says it allows. It has no opinion. It's just a sheet of rules. People are the ones who take those words and distort them to try and argue for more government power. People are the ones who are appointing themselves in charge of areas the Constitution doesn't mention or allow. It's people doing all of this. Human beings. I mentioned it before a couple of weeks ago. Government isn't this big amorphous entity out there. That's what your congressional employees want you to think. It's only people. That's it. Oh, we can't stop Obamacare. It's the law of the land now. We can't fix Social Security. It's too complex to unravel. It's like all of these laws take on a life of their own, and we can't touch them. The crazy thing is these people in Washington are playing politics with our money, our freedom, and with Obamacare, our medical care. They don't give a hoot whether it's good for their economy or not. They don't care whether it strips away your freedom or not. They want the political win. It's all about their ego. Protect the president because he's a Democrat. Not because he's right or wrong, but because he's a Democrat. Protect the party at all costs. Besides, Congress got their exemption from Obamacare. It isn't really going to affect them. It's us, the citizens of this country, who are getting screwed over. This is why we have Republicans up there, and yes, even ones from my state of Tennessee. These Republicans are saying, just let it pass. So when it fails, we can blame Obama and the Democrats. They're saying, there's no way it's going to work. It's going to go bust, and then we can lay all this misery at the feet of the Democratic Party. In the meantime, never mind how much damage it's doing to this country. No, that's not important. What's important is screwing the other party over. That's the goal here. This kind of thinking is absolutely insane. Because number one, Social Security has been around since August of 1935. It's already bankrupt. There is not any money in Social Security. The government has even admitted it. The money that goes out today is taken from taxpayers yesterday. There is no trust fund. Retirement planners even tell the younger people today, hey, don't count on getting your money back. Anytime someone proposes a fix or talks about changing the program to make it workable, they're attacked. They're accused of wanting to hurt the elderly. It's never about fixing the problem. It's about politics. So it's, for all intents and purposes, collapsed. Yet the program is still here, just like Obamacare will be in 80 years. Point number two, who are we teaching a lesson to by passing bad legislation? The Republicans think by allowing Obamacare to pass and having it fail will do wonders for their party at election time. But who's paying the price for all of this? It isn't them. As I just said, they have their exemptions and subsidy. They aren't paying the price. We, the citizens of this country, we are the ones paying the price for the lesson. So what the Republicans are saying is, we, the citizens, have to pay the price for teaching the Democrats the lesson of voting for Obamacare? Now, how is that fair? This whole line of thinking is like shooting someone in the foot so they'll learn not to do that. Oh boy, I'm glad you shot me in the foot. Now that I know how bad it hurts, I'm going to be sure and not do that. No, the answer is to not shoot someone in the foot in the first place. It's like the government is injecting the country with the plague, so we're all learn that we don't want to catch it. No, the answer is not to catch it in the first place. You don't pass bad legislation to teach the other party a lesson. That's just stupid. If this is a sign of the intelligence level of the Republican establishment, it's no wonder you lost the last presidential election. All you have to do is look down the road to see where we're going. Government cannot continue getting bigger and bigger. It simply won't support itself. Look at history. Don't be one of these people who stick their heads in the sand hoping it won't happen. It's all in the numbers, and the numbers don't lie. The numbers have no agenda. The government is raising its debt limit over and over again. How many times have you heard a debate on lowering it? Oh, yeah, we don't need this high a debt limit. We're not using this much money, so let's lower it. Never. You've never heard that. So how long do you think this can continue? 5 years? 10 years? Or do you not want to think about it? You don't want to consider it because you might feel obligated to do something about it, and you don't want to do that. Maybe you're too lazy. Maybe you're too busy. Maybe you just want to ignore that diagnosis of cancer. If I ignore what the doctor said, it'll just go away. After all, I didn't know I had it yesterday, and I felt fine. Now that the doctor told me my diagnosis, now everything has to change? No, I feel fine, so I'll just ignore it. That's what you're doing when you hear the alarm bells ringing on all of this, yet you don't do anything about it. You don't attend political meetings. You don't email or call your employees in government. You just want to go back to what you knew yesterday. You want to go back to living as you did before that bad news from the doctor. Along these same lines, I heard something else this week that I want to point out, and I ran into a lot of people who listen to this show, and I get quite a bit of email about it as well. I also listen to quite a few different talk show hosts. I like to get a wide variety of viewpoints. Usually don't agree with any of them. But one thing I've heard just almost across the board lately is when people are complaining about the economy not doing well and the job market's not that great, and besides the government spending too much, and people will say, well, I'm out here working to make a living, but I'll look around and see all these people who don't work getting their free food stamps and their free housing and their free cell phone. I just don't think that's right. But as I keep on listening, or even talking to people who grab me on the street and say this, they'll eventually get to the fact that I make too much to qualify for those programs. I tried applying, and they said I make too much money to get a free phone or food stamps. When I hear this, I just want to say, so you don't have a beef with the wasteful program so much as you're upset you don't qualify for it. That's your real problem with it. It isn't so much that you think it's wasteful, you're just mad you can't be a part of it. It reminds me of the old line, there either needs to be less government corruption or I need to be a bigger part of it. You aren't so worried about the government spending money on something you qualify for. It's the free stuff that you can't get. That's the places we need to cut back on. I hear this all the time from people who want to cut government spending. Cut it everywhere except my program, except where I benefit from it. We can't touch that area. But cut everyone else's programs. That's all wasteful spending for sure. This week I was actually listening to a nationwide conservative talk show where a guy called up saying this very thing. He was upset that he stood in line for 2 hours to get an Obama phone, but was told he made too much money to qualify. The show host even agreed, saying it was awful how working Americans couldn't benefit from these programs when people who didn't want to work can. This is how pervasive this problem is today. Even major well-known conservatives aren't really mad at the program so much as the fact their listeners can't take advantage of it. All right, we're up on the half-hour break already here on the Patrick Riggins Show. When we come back, we'll jump into some more of the events from the past week, and we'll try to cram as much as we can before we run out of time. We'll be back in a couple of minutes.